my loves, and if you're new, welcome. I'm Andrea, and this is Life as I Know It. So if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we would love to have you here. So today we're going to do a fun summer wreath. We're going to do a sunflower. So grab a piece of paper, pen, just in case you want to write down the flowers that we're going to use. If not, just sit back, relax, grab a drink and a snack as we jump into our fun summertime wreath. We got this 14-inch grapevine from Michael's and it was $6.49. Now we got this foliage from Dollar Tree. We got a light and a dark. So we have two of each. So we're going to take these and we're going to mix them throughout the wreath. We're going to do every other leaf. So that way you really can't see the difference. When I bought it from the Dollar Tree, I must have grabbed one set at one time and thought I grabbed the exact same color. Did not realize they were two different shades, but that's okay. We're going to cut these down and we're going to place them throughout our wreath. Now, with this step, we're not going to use hot glue. We're just literally just going to place them throughout the wreath. Make sure we like the way they look in our wreath before we hot glue them down. Now, you don't have to do this step. You can go ahead, cut your flowers down and go ahead and hot glue them right in your wreath the first time. I just think when you do it this way, you cut it down, you lay them in your wreath, you get to hold your wreath up, look at it, make sure that's where you want your flowers before you hot glue them, and then you just go ahead and get your next set of flowers. But this is your wreath, so do what is comfortable for you. Now we're going to use our yellow sunflowers, which we got from Michael. We're going to use 2 bushes, and they were $9.99 a piece. So we're going to just go ahead and cut them down, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to place them throughout the wreath. Once we're satisfied the way the wreath looks and where the flowers are, then we're going to come back and we're going to hot glue them into the wreath. Now, the first time that you cut your flowers off the bundle, make sure your stem of your flower is long. You place it in the wreath. If it stands up, it's too high, then you can always go back and clip it. But you never want to cut it so short that it's not sticking, or you have to use a whole lot of hot glue to make it stick inside of the grapevine. Now, if you're placing this into a wreath that has netting, then you can just hot glue the flower to the netting and you will be okay. Or if you're doing it to the ribbon type wreath, you'll be fine. So just cut your stem. Make sure you have enough of it to go inside of your wreath so you don't cut it short. Now we're going to go ahead and take these white hydrangeas and we're going to cut them down. We're going to use 3 bundles and they were $3.99 each, and they also came from Michael. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go ahead and cut them down. We're going to place them throughout our wreath. Once we're satisfied, then we're going to go ahead and hot glue them inside of our wreath. And now we're going to add our yellow pom-poms. These were $3.99 each. So we're going to use 2 bushels, and these also came from Michael's. And we're just going to cut them down and place them throughout our wreath. Now we got these baby breath picks from Walmart. They were $2.99. I was looking for like maybe little white flowers to place inside the wreath, but I was not able to find them. Sometimes you can find flowers in Walmart, and I went to 2 different Walmarts and they really did not have a good selection. So we're going to make these baby breath work for us, and we're just going to cut them up and place them throughout our wreath. And as you can see now, I am starting to put some hot glue on the flowers as I'm placing them in. And then some of them are still not hot glued in. But once you are completely done, make sure you go back around and check and make sure all your flowers are hot glued to your wreath, unless you just don't want to hot glue them since it's a grapevine and you can use it again. One good thing about a grapevine wreath is that you can place the flowers inside of the wreath without using hot glue or wire, and they will stay. And then once you're done, you can take the flowers out and continue to use the wreath, especially when you have a really good, tight grapevine wreath. Now our little ladybug here came from Michael's and it was $5.99. And what we're going to do is we're going to slice it in half so that way we have two ladybugs to put in our wreath instead of them being close together. Now if you want to keep them together you can, but since I only have this one pick, I want to slice it in half, wrap the paper around it, glue it, because when you slice it, the paper that it was wrapped in is going to come unloose. Just put a little hot glue on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and place my ladybug on both sides of the wreath. Now I took this stem of the ladybug through the wreath, and then what I'm going to do is take that and tie it on the back of the wreath. Tie it in there, and then you can put a little hot glue just to make sure that that stays since we sliced it in half. But just go ahead and secure it. And like I said, if you want, you can just keep them together. And we try to clean the back of our wreath. Also, any stems poking through, you can always just clip them and then add a little hot glue if you're concerned about them coming out. Now I did take a little hot glue just right here to wrap that green paper together and then also to stick the ladybug back on this stem. So the second wreath is going to be a very quick and easy wreath, and it's going to be the least expensive out of the two. So we're going to start off with our wooden blend wreath, which we got from the dollar store, and it's 12 inches. And then we're going to use our eucalyptus garland. Got two of those, they're 5 feet for $1.25. Next, we have 4 picks of rose picks that we got from Walmart, 97 cents, and we got them for 50 cents each. And then we're going to use 5 bushels of dahlia that we got from Walmart, which was also 97 cents each, and we found them for 50 cents. Now, the grapevines are 5 feet. Now, if I was home, I would have went to Dollar Tree and grabbed 2 more, because what I was going to do is wrap them around the wreath. And I think if I had 2 more, it probably would have worked out that way. But since the 2 flowers that I had so many flowers and they were full, that I end up just going ahead and cutting the garland and hot gluing it inside of the wreath instead of wrapping it around the wreath. So you can do it both ways. Wrap the garland around the wreath or just cut the garland down and hot glue the tips inside of your wreath. Now, if you would have wrapped this around, like I said, if you would have used 4, I think it would have made it full. But we're going to be okay with the 2 garlands that we have. We're on our second one. So if you were to wrap it around, you would take that little hoop that it had at the end, you would have stuck it through the wreath, and you would have used a little hot glue to attach it to the wreath, and then you would have just wrapped it around. And when you got to the end, you would do the exact same thing. If I had four, I probably would have done it, or at least showed you how it would look with the four, so that way you can make a decision. But unfortunately, I only had two. I'm going to go ahead and cut this garland down into pieces, and then I'm going to go ahead and hot glue them into the wreath. These dahlia flowers came from Walmart. We picked up 5 bundles and they were 97 cents a piece. And when I first picked them up, I was like, no, I really didn't like them. I thought they were a little flimsy. And then the lady came next to me and she grabbed a handful of them and she was holding them up. And she said, these are pretty. And when she was holding them, I said, yeah, they don't look that bad. So she left 5. I grabbed those 5. So we're going to just go ahead and cut them down. And we're going to go ahead and hot glue them into our wreath. Now the pink roses, we got 4 bushels of those. They were 97 cents also in Walmart. And they were at the bottom when she was done grabbing all her flowers. I said, well, let me go ahead and grab these little roses and add them in. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut them down. We're going to leave their leaves on, and we're just going to hot glue them and add them to our wreath. And once we have all our pink roses inside our wreath, we're going to go back, check, make sure everything's secure, get rid of those glue spider webs, make sure our back is clean, clip off any stems that you don't need, and then we're done with our beautiful rose wreath. If you are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we would love to have you here. And if you're returning, you are truly appreciated. We need everyone to click that like button because it helps my channel to grow. Feel free to share my videos. And don't forget, we're almost there, 1,000 subscribers, so I can give away my pink gift. Have a blessed day. Remember, it costs nothing to be kind. And we will see you in our next video. Bye for now.